Welcome back to the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. We're sitting down now with Annie Dellasega, head coach of the Colgan softball team. Of course, they finished off back-to-back state championships this week. Congratulations, Coach. First off, thanks for being here. And, when you watch that last pitch to claim the 2A state championship, what's going through your head and what are the emotions of that moment?
Oh, man, so much going through your head. That last game, the game before it actually was our close. It was 3-2. We had runners on. They had runners on third base, bottom of the seventh, that would have tied it. The winning run was on second base. That was really where most of our adrenaline was. That championship game, it felt like after we had pulled out that first game, it was like nobody's going to beat us. We had the adrenaline. That last pitch, actually, Ashley Marietta in center field, she said, "I want the third out," and her sister got it as a catcher. So that was fun, and the girls were just so excited. They said, "Coach, can we dogpile?" When we were on the second out, they said, "Can we dogpile?" And I said, "Yeah, you can." And so it was just it was so fun. They had a good time the whole tournament, and just a great feeling.
Everybody says, it's hard to get to a championship level. It's harder to stay there, and it's harder to repeat. Was that your experience? Was it harder to get back and to do it again?
Every team is different. And so I don't know if hard is the right word, but different might be the word that I would use. As a coach, and I'm a very young coach, I'm still learning a lot myself, but as a coach, I'm learning that every kid is different, every team is different, and every year is different. So, yes, different, but with this crew, just seeing the way we've grown and changed throughout the year, I'm so proud of where we ended up.
So we say back-to-back state championships. You won it in 19 and 21, and obviously you didn't have the shot to do it in 20 because of COVID. I know you got some competitive kids, and you're a competitive person. Does it bother you, or do you get the sense that it bothers some of your kids that they didn't have that chance to make it 3 in a row?
Absolutely. I think that's probably what helped us come out hungry this year. Those girls that are juniors this year, we have a class of 9 juniors, and they would have played as sophomores. And so, losing that year, I think that really made them come out knowing they had to play twice as hard to get that title. And then our seniors who lost their junior year, they did a lot in the off season honestly with their own teams, with some traveling teams and different things to just sharpen their skills and know that when they were ready to come back and play for Colgan, they were going to be the best they could.
We talk about your senior group, kind of how important they've been to, not just this team, but, for kind of setting an example for your program for the future as well.
Sure. The seniors this year I was an assistant coach their freshman year, and so that was my first year coaching, and so they're a little extra special to me because of that. They're such great leaders. Caitlin obviously has been on the mound for us since her freshman year, and we've talked about her throughout the whole entire season, how special she is. Such a great kid, and she came out ready to play this season. Emma has been our first baseman, and she again would have played her junior year and was a big part of our dugout and our success her sophomore year, as far as just being the cheerleader, keeping everybody up and excited, and just always being in the game. And so I'm so happy for her that she got to have this year. And then Millie, who started out as her freshman year not even having ever played softball before, to being our offensive specialist. Just a super special group, great friends, the 3 of them, and have been great leaders for us.
We've talked about Caitlin Crossland, a lot this season. She's been on the highlights. Absolutely. A lot. As a coach, we've seen what she's done, but as a coach, is there a certain level of comfort for you knowing that she's the one out there in the circle and she's kind of the leader of the team, and she can do some of those things on the field for you as far as leadership is concerned?
Absolutely. You want your leader to have the ball at all times, and as a pitcher, she does. When we were in that second game at state, and the game's on the line, it's the bottom of the 7th, there's a runner on third, tying run on third, I went out and talked to him, and you just look in her eyes and you see the confidence of, I'm gonna take care of this, and she struck out the next 2 batters. And so yes, that confidence in her as our leader, both offensive and defensively is what makes a very successful team.
You kind of touched on it a little bit ago that this team was different than the 2019 team. When you look at the 2 championship teams, what are the biggest differences? What was different about this year's team than the 2019 team?
So the 2019 team, they were we had 6 seniors that were playing for us. And so the 6 seniors had been playing as freshmen. So freshmen, all of them had been starters from their freshman year. So by the time they were seniors, they had so much experience with their own positions. And so that senior year, although we hadn't had quite as much success as we did their senior year, they were experienced and they knew what it felt like to have pressure on them in games at state. So it felt a little different. This team, we were younger and we had lost a year, right? So a lot of those girls that would have played their sophomore year are 3 years into high school now and haven't played. And so we came, every year I think you find your team, you figure out who your team is. You got to find that 9 or 10 girls that are going to be on the field at all times. And we have so much depth and talent that it was hard for us to find those 10 that were going to fit together well. And so once we found that, we really started clicking and rolling. And so, I think that was the difference, was just inexperience, and we grew so much throughout this year. And I think that was my favorite part of this year, was seeing how much they've grown as a team and as players.
This is the last question I have for you, because now this season, as fun as it was, it's in the rearview mirror now, and people, it's time for you to look at trying to make it 3 in a row. So talk about what you have back, kind of the core that you have back next season, and what we can expect from you guys next season.
So as I said, we have 9 juniors that will be seniors next year. So of those 9, we'll have the Marietta girls who will be seniors, our whole outfield actually. So Emily Imhoff has been our left fielder this season. She'll be a senior. Ashley center, and Gabby Riddell will also be a senior. Then we'll have Lauren Yagmore will be back. A lot of our starters. Anna Westhoff has played the end of the season for us at third base. We'll be back. Allie Marietta at catcher. And so we're having some big shoes to fill, with Caitlin being gone and Emma and Millie, obviously. But we have those girls that have had experience and a state championship experience now. And then very excited for our pitching coming up. Eleanor Reek has been working so hard for us as our second pitcher. And so we have a lot coming up that I'm very excited for. Excited for those girls who have been such good teammates to these girls to get to have their time and their chance playing St. Mary's Colgan softball.
All right, Coach. Well, I certainly thank you for being out here. We've had a lot of fun being around your team and covering you guys. It was awesome to see you guys finish it off. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back.